Rise. Judge Vunda B. Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1030, Armstrong case.
You all may be seated. Okay, Mrs. Armstrong.
Yes, Ms. Judge.
Okay, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, Miss Tally over here, we decided to have a baby together about 3 years ago. And we got a divorce. And now I just need her to pay some child support.
Okay. Well, you guys are going through a divorce, right?
Well, yeah, sorry, we're going through a divorce. I wish it was over already. But I've been paying health care for a long time, ever since the baby was born.
How much is the health care?
It's $111 a month.
Okay.
This baby is 2 years old. We've been together for about 3 years, and I just, that's a lot of money.
Okay, and you want her to pay child support?
And I need that money.
Okay, she needs that money. You don't want to pay that money?
No, ma'am. Instead, I want to spend time with this child. She's not allowing me to see my son, Alex.
Brace yourself, because this courtroom showdown is about to unravel a storm of emotions and legal drama. At the heart of it all, a bitter fight over child support, custody rights, and the shocking revelation of a parent being completely shut out of their child's life. Mrs. Armstrong insists on financial support, but Miss Tally isn't backing down. She claims she's been denied access to her own child for over a year, and she's ready to fight for justice. Just when tensions reach their peak, the judge steps in with no patience for excuses, setting the stage for a verdict no one saw coming. Stay locked in. This case takes a shocking turn, and the final outcome will leave you absolutely stunned.
Two-year-old son that I'm being denied access to see. And I do not believe that I should be paying child support. Rather than I should be able to spend time with my son and actively be in his life.
Okay. Is there a reason you have not been allowing her to see Alex?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there a reason for that?
Well, Judge, I feel like time is not money. And,
Well, stop. Hold on. It's not money. But you would agree with me that she is the mother, right?
Yes.
Okay. And would you want for her to deny you access to Alex?
Well, it would be
It's
different.
a yes or no?
No.
Okay, then. So, you do not have a reason to not allow her to see her son.
But she doesn't help me take care of my son.
Now, financially, we'll get to that in a moment. She's not going to have a choice if the child is living with you primarily. Is that what's
Correct.
going on?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and how often do you allow her to see him at all?
No.
Okay, now that's going to change today. You do not have any authority to do that. You do not have it both ways. You can't say, I want her to pay this money.
Wait a second. Did you catch that? Miss Tally just revealed she hasn't seen her son in over a year and a half. That's a massive red flag in family court, and the judge is already picking up on it. Legally speaking, child support and custody are two entirely separate matters, meaning you cannot deny a parent access to their child just because they aren't making payments. And here's where things go completely off the rails. Once she starts paying, then she can see our son. Hold up, that's not how parenting works. You don't swipe a credit card for visitation rights like you're subscribing to Netflix. The judge wasn't having any of it and shut that argument down immediately, and rightfully so. At the end of the day, the court's primary concern is the child's best interest, and that means both parents should have a role in their child's life. No paywall required.
It doesn't work like that.
Well, once she starts paying me some money, then she can also start seeing the son.
Well, they don't go together. Okay. But the possession to a child has nothing to do with paying child support. You do not decide that. You understand? Okay, because in a different court, you could actually be held in contempt for that if you all had a court order and you were denying her access to your son. You understand that, right?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Now, as for you, you'll be able to see your son, but you do understand that you have to pay child support as well.
Absolutely, yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you do not have any objection to paying child
ma'am.
support. Okay, so you heard that, right? Okay, all right. So it seems like money is what's important to you, not necessarily her having a relationship with the child. That's right?
Yes.
And that's sad. And it's very sad that you admitted it. Okay, so you turned in some tax returns up here. I have your gross at $6,000 a year. And how many children? It's just Alex, right?
It's just one, yes, ma'am.
Do you have any other children outside of Alex?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so that brings your net down to $4,789.79.
Now let's break it down by the numbers. Miss Tally's child support obligation has been calculated based on her income, landing at $1,069 per month, including healthcare reimbursement. Does she like it? Absolutely not. But does she have a choice? Also no. Family law doesn't operate on emotions. It runs on fairness and legal responsibility. And considering she's been completely shut out of her child's life for over a year, this ruling isn't just a bill. It's the first dose of a harsh reality check. Buckle up because this case is far from over.
And then you do have to reimburse her health insurance because she's
Absolutely.
been paying it. You're okay with that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you don't really have a choice, so, okay. Plus the 111 comes out to $1,069 a month.
Okay. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right, do you have any questions about that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any questions about
No,
that?
ma'am, it's Judge.
Okay, why do you have this smirk on your face?
Oh, I like those numbers. Judge Rhonda. Judge Rhonda.
Sad. She's not gonna have to come back in here and say, you know, she's not letting me see my child or anything like that, is she?
So when she sees the child,
That
do I
mean-
have
that's
to
a
be
no.
around?
That's a no, because you're not gonna do that, right? You're gonna let her see the child.
Do I
Yes.
have to be around her when she comes? She has to come pick the child up, like for a weekend.
Yeah, however she picks him up. I mean, you guys have a child, so you should be able to be cordial with each other to some extent. You don't have to necessarily like each other, but
It has
you
to
do
be
need
able
to
to
let her
benefit the
see.
child.
Huh?
It has to be able to benefit the child. I mean, you have to look at Alex's best interest in his life. He needs both of his moms. It's like you can't just deny.
Oh, this is Rich. Mrs. Armstrong just had the audacity to ask, what's the minimum time I have to let her see our son? As if co-parenting is some kind of business deal. Newsflash, it's not. And the judge, not amused. She laid it out plain and simple. You cannot treat a child like a bargaining chip over money. And that smug little smirk on Mrs. Armstrong's face, yeah, that might just be the most expensive expression she's ever worn, because if she doesn't start following the law, she's about to pay the price in a big way.
What's the
I agree with
least
that.
of amount of time that I can let her spend with my child?
You know what? We're not gonna go there. You're gonna let her see him, and that's the end of it. You have your money, right?
Yes.
Okay then. So do you have any other questions? All right. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
And just like that, justice is served with no room for debate. The judge didn't just dismiss weak arguments. They made it crystal clear that the law doesn't play favorites, nor does it tolerate games when a child's well-being is at stake. With child support settled and Miss Tally's right to see her son fully restored, this ruling sends a strong message. Co-parenting is a responsibility, not a power play. This case proves exactly why courts keep financial obligations and parental rights separate, because a child's future should never be held hostage by personal resentment. Now let's hear from you. Was this ruling fair or too harsh? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you thrive on courtroom showdowns and legal drama, hit that like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because trust me, there's a lot more coming your way.